Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, there was a person who had a budget, a good budget, a well-thought-out budget. Now, this person wasn't a millionaire, but they did all the little things like tracking their spending, cutting back on non-essentials, and they even had an emergency fund. They were the budget boss. Now, the budget boss was usually pretty chill. They like to have fun and spend money on the occasional coffee or that new game they've been eyeing, but they always made sure to stay within their means and save for the big purchases they wanted, like that new phone or a nice vacation. It was a great system that worked perfectly until one day when the budget boss was strolling through the mall with their wallet, feeling quite pleased with themselves. Suddenly, a dark cloud appeared overhead, casting a menacing shadow over the budget boss and blocking the sun's rays. The temperature dropped, and the once cheerful music playing throughout the mall turned into a sinister tune. And from the corner of their eye, the budget boss saw it, a horrifying monster made of credit card debt, late fees, and overdrafts. It was an impulse buy monster, and it was here to destroy the budget boss's perfect financial life. The impulse buy monster snarled, revealing rows of sharp teeth made of broken piggy banks. Its eyes glowed red with malicious intent, burning holes into the budget boss's soul. And with a voice that sounded like nails on a chalkboard, it taunted the budget boss. "You can't escape me. You've been eyeing that new pair of sneakers, haven't you? Don't worry, I'll help you buy them." The budget boss felt their resolve waver. Those new sneakers did look nice. Maybe just this once wouldn't hurt, right? But then they took a deep breath and stood firm. "No, I won't let you defeat me. I've worked too hard to stick to my budget." The impulse buy monster roared with laughter, a sound that echoed through the mall, rattling the displays and sending birds scattering from nearby trees. "Oh, so you think you can resist me? You're nothing but a pauper compared to me. I am the embodiment of instant gratification. I am your worst enemy." The budget boss, though shaken by the impulse buy monster's taunts, knew they had to stay strong. Their budget had taken years to create, and they weren't about to throw it all away. "You may be strong, impulse buy monster, but I am the budget boss, and I will not let you win." With that, the budget boss charged towards the monster. The battle was epic. The budget boss, armed with their trusty calculator and armed with facts and figures, attacked the impulse buy monster with everything they had. They threw interest rate percentage points, yearly maintenance costs, and long-term debt obligations at the monster, each fact chipping away at its form. The impulse buy monster, however, was no pushover. It fought back with tempting offers of easy credit. Buy now, pay later schemes and store credit cards that promise to make the budget boss's life so much easier. Throughout the mall, the battle raged. The budget boss smashed piggy banks, earning coins of wisdom and understanding. Each coin they earned gave them more strength and resolve to keep fighting. They learned that every dollar they spent on unnecessary items was a dollar they couldn't use for their future. They realized that by sticking to their budget, they weren't just being boring, they were actually gaining power. Meanwhile, the impulse buy monster grew weaker with every refusal of the budget boss. Its form started to crack, revealing the ugly truth behind those shiny purchases. The cracks showed piles of unpaid bills, mountains of debt, and a future filled with financial regret. Seeing this, the budget boss pressed their attack, refusing to give the impulse buy monster a moment's rest. As the battle reached its climax, the budget boss remembered what they had learned from the wise old banker tree. They remembered the value of delayed gratification, the power of saving, and the strength that came from knowing their worth. With a final surge of energy, the budget boss struck a decisive blow, refusing to give in to the impulse buy monster's temptations. The monster screamed in agony as it dissolved, its form crumbling into dust. With the impulse buy monster defeated, the budget boss felt a sense of triumph. The dark cloud above them dissipated, revealing a bright blue sky. The sinister music was replaced by the sweet sound of birds singing, and the once menacing mall was filled with the warm glow of the afternoon sun. The budget boss knew that the victory wasn't just theirs. It belonged to everyone who struggled with impulsive spending, everyone who had been tempted by the allure of instant gratification. The budget boss had shown that they didn't need to be a millionaire to win the battle against overspending. All they needed was determination, knowledge, and a good budget. But the budget boss also knew that the war wasn't over. There would be other battles against the impulse buy monster. Other times when the monster would try to lure them into a false sense of security. However, now, with their newfound strength and wisdom, the budget boss felt ready to face any challenge. They had learned that while giving in to their impulses might bring short-lived pleasure, sticking to their budget brought long-term happiness. The budget boss continued their stroll through the mall, but now they did so with a newfound confidence. They knew that they were in control of their finances and that they didn't need to be a millionaire to live a comfortable life. In fact, they knew that being a millionaire wasn't even possible without first mastering the art of budgeting. From that day forward, the budget boss became a legend in the mall and beyond. People from neighboring cities traveled to hear their tale and learn the secrets of their success. And though the impulse buy monster never quite gave up, its attacks on the budget boss became less frequent and less effective. After all, how could a monster that fed on impulse and instant gratification hope to defeat someone who had learned the value of patience and delayed gratification? So if you ever find yourself face to face with the impulse buy monster, remember the story of the budget boss. Remember that you are in control of your financial destiny and that sticking to your budget is not only a smart thing to do, but a heroic thing to do as well. You don't need to be a millionaire to beat the impulse buy monster. All you need is a good budget, a little bit of knowledge, and a whole lot of determination. If you want to know the real secret on how to become a millionaire, check out this video next.